Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode. Today, we're going to be talking about how to master customer retention. Right, this is a topic that is not really emphasized on how and the ways you can master this act. I've made quite a lot of research, and I think today I'm going to share everything I have learned from experience and from my thoughts, and also from my research. So stick around, and we're going to learn a lot. So introducing the whole customer retention. If you think marketing ends with sales, you have it all wrong. When you have the customer coming back and growing, reoccurring, having them expand, like your 1 is not going back to 0 and your 10 is not going back to 9, right? Having customers coming back every time for your product is one thing that would scale a business radically, but very few people know how to do this. So here are a few tips that would help you retain your customer and build your business. So the first thing I would like to talk about today is how you interact with your customers. The interaction during their purchase process is more important than what they purchase actually. Like, do your customers find your sales personality jovial, interesting, or boring? Yes, it matters. You don't know? Yes, it does. Like when you message a brand for a first time on Instagram, or you got their WhatsApp call, or you literally placed a call to place an order, that feeling you get while speaking to that representative matters if that customer wants to speak to that representative again. It's like I have a client that deals with real estate, and I told him that you are in a big money business. The number of conversion a female sales rep would make compared to the number of conversion a male sales rep would make would be more, like, especially when she knows her product, in the sense that the business model is you're selling to majorly a lot of males because they are the one looking to get a landed property. Some are newly wedded, some are single guy that just want to buy land and invest in his life. So it's easier for a girl or for a lady to convince a guy to purchase something, but it's way harder to convince a guy to convince another guy, in a sense that, I mean, guy, for example, if a guy reach out to me that, oh guy, I sell property. First, there is really an ideology about scamming in Nigeria, scamming in Africa, which has affected the trust level of a guy. It does like girls don't do scam. Actually, they do most of it. So, but the fact is, the trust level to a guy compared to a lady is very low, like very low. Right, a guy would trust a lady more if they even say the same thing. Like, if I literally say everything the female sales rep would say, you buy from her more, and you find a girl more interesting, more entertaining, especially when she knows her product. So it's very important you understand that what would pull your customer down, and that's why you will notice majorly flight attendants are not men. I'm going to say that again. Majorly flight attendants are not men, due to the fact that they understand their audience, that they need somebody to take care of. Men are not naturally caring, not like a lady has that ability to show that form of, to share comfort. Yeah, that's the best word to use, to share comfort and build a strong relationship. Even though it's going to just be a 30-minute flight and 1 hour flight, there is this comfort that a lady can give that a guy can't. So it's not like guys cannot be good sales personality, not like guys can't do the good flight attendants, but just imagine a deep voice coming, hello, you are about to take a flight, and the voice would even scare you. Although the flight is even about to scare you more, but the voice will scare you first, right? So you have to understand that interaction with your product, that process of purchasing, can build and help you retain customers. This is something I research heavily, and I'm sharing it for free here. So you want to really scale your company. If you're in a high purchase high ticket company, change all your sales personality to ladies. I'm telling you, it works. I'm telling you what work and how it would work. Let your customer fulfillment be ladies and not guy. Your sales rep can be a guy. Okay, try to close the sales, try to close the deal, and you can even mix it up with like having a guy. But personally, if you're in a very high ticket and trust depending product, like getting an automobile, getting landed property, let the inspection officer be a lady. The guy can just stick around to be the brain around it, but literally let the person conversing with this Alhaji, with this investors from UK be a lady. Like, have you ever picked a random call from a guy before? You just be like, who is this guy? I'm speaking from a guy's perspective, but let do the opposition model. That's what I finally concluded, that when you are speaking to a lady, let a guy speak to that lady. And when a guy is trying to make like a purchase interaction, let a lady speak to the guy, because a guy can shout, can make exchange words with a guy, but it's hard for a guy to accept a guy doesn't have manners, just start exchanging words with a lady, right? Because it doesn't make any sense, right? The same way a lady cannot just insult a man. She doesn't know if the salesman is a father, a husband, or something like that, right? So all these things really matter. So for customer retention, always try to use the positive and negative system, which I call like model of attraction, right? It's psychological, right? And I'm sharing this for free. So the moment you implement this, I'm sure you're gonna get very high customer retention, right? That's just the first thing. The next thing is be on time. Like, majorly people always promise that, oh, we're gonna come. Like, it's very rare you see people who actually deliver on time. You see people promising services that, oh, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes of this service, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that in 10 minutes, but actually they don't deliver on time. That time you are losing to deliver on your promise is actually reducing the chances of a customer coming to you again. Have you ever let me put it this way. I always tell my customers, my clients, that please don't expect too much from me. It's not like I don't know what I can do. I know that when I do a campaign, I'm going to get you over 100,000 leads, like with proper budgets and proper planning. Definitely, I've done it before, I'll do it again, right? But there's something I have discovered, that when I tell them, oh, I'm going to give you 100,000 leads, they'll be expecting 200. Then I realized that, start telling them, expect 1,000 lead. So I completely reduced my expectations, like their expectations from me. Now it's easier for me to over deliver, and then they can come and see me as a professional, in quote, like already I'm a professional, like the best in the field, because I promised them 1,000 and I'm giving them 100,000. Like, the difference is just too big. And that's something. And the time I always use the same model for my time model. I'll tell them, oh, this project, instead of 2 weeks, like the project normally should be 5 days, but I'll tell them, oh, give me 2 weeks for this project. And they'll be like, oh, Favor, can we do it more? Can we oh, Jason, can we use a lower time or something? And then I would tell them, no, 2 weeks, but I would actually deliver in 5 days, which is like, you promised me 2 weeks and you're delivering in 5 days. This is impressive, this is massive. And that's just simple. It's a very simple model you can steal right now and implement in your business. Steal this time model. Promise them, or under promise and over deliver. That way your customer sees you as the best in the field. And I think you've heard this before, right? And that's something you can easily do. One way to build interaction is beyond knowing them as a customer. Personalize them. Like, I am one of the few agency you speak to that before you book us, or before we jump on a call on an offer with you, you actually have this free call, a meet and greet with us, right? You get to know us, we get to know you. It's like a family thing. All my clients are like brothers and sisters to me. We were never like that. Is that relationship is there. There's a strong bond between me and my clients, and when we are even talking, you think I own part of their company, right? I act like it, I think like it, and I work like it. I call them by their names, like, oh, Mr. Ade, Mr. Fred. I don't just call them, oh, Sad, managing director of this, or no. Although they have those positions, but no, you have to drop that. To build a very strong customer retention, move from calling them dear customer to calling them dear Mr. Favor, dear Mr. Fred, dear Mr. Angela. Like, personalizing the message makes it feel more intimate, like they feel more connected to the brand, right? Also on this personalization issue, I've heard several controversial ideas, but let me tell you my own perspective to this. It's important that a brand has a personality, a customer fulfillment officer that they can call, send a message to, and a voice note. It's very, like, we're in a world where everyone just want to be lazy. I'm serious. Like, everyone wants to just do their thing and do it, and just do it and go, not really put in so much effort. Everything wants to be easy and simple, right? People don't really like testing. A lot of people don't like testing. So I came up with a model. I told my customer fulfillment that when a customer is similarly looking confused about our offer, send them a VN. After the VN, place a call, like place a WhatsApp call, jump on a call, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and all of a sudden our close rates increased, right? So I think that is something you can steal. Also, I'm just sharing that to you so you know, right? This is something I've used, this is something I'm using, and I think some of you that have reached out to us would also notice that we do send a lot of VNs. We place calls and explain things to you before even having a Google Meet and everything. They call you by your name, you call them by their name. You don't even act like you're talking to a brand. It feels like you're working with a friend and not a company, like a big brand. Although we are big, but you don't have that feeling, because that feeling would still have them making choices, right? You can't just really choose between your brothers and say, oh, I want to have a brother today, I don't want to have a brother tomorrow, except you're not mentally stable. Your brother is your brother, your sister is your sister, and that's the feeling when you are emotionally connected to a friend, and the same feeling emotionally connected to people around you, also to a brand that position themselves like that. So let's look at more on personalization. People send message like this: dear customer, thank you for working with us. We hope that you love our brand. If not, please let us know and have a great day. Like, what kind of message is that? Just imagine now you're sending, Jessica, OMG, I noticed your purchase and it was much fun meeting you and connecting with you, and we look forward to you coming to us again. I know we will have met your expectation. I'm sure you love what you have seen, and I can't wait to have more calls and meet and greet with you. Thank you for partnering with us and purchasing from us. The feeling is totally different, like it's more intentional. So 2 letters saying thank you, but 2 different feelings. So personalization is beyond using names right now. It's beyond saving their contacts. It's beyond having their emails. It's beyond sending newsletters. It's now actually connecting intimately, that intentional relationship building with your customer. So the next thing I want to talk about to keep your customer retention is your UGC. Like, very important. People repost content of a brand and they just ignore it. It's sad because now you're acting like the brand is a robot because it cannot recognize people's feelings. People feel emotionally connected to your brand and they are posting, oh, I just love this biscuit, I love the way it is, I love the way it tastes, and I can't wait to have more of it. And your brand manager, your social media manager won't even think of reposting that. I think that's something brands should look into. Yes, you are a brand, but when customers appreciate you, talk about your product, the best thing to do is to repost. Even posting it on your page right now builds this act of community, that you're not just creating content to sell, you're also building that, oh, it's not all our influencers, it's not only the influencers we paid millions you would see, you also see people like you on our page, and that way people see you more relatable, more intentional, more consistent, like building a community. Like you're not just telling them you are for them, but you are actually showing them. Like I'm using a cat to explain to cats what cats should do, instead of using a dog to explain to cats what a cat should do. Does it make sense? Because most times brands just leverage influencers, leverage influencers. Yes, you are building the brand, but you're not building that community, that strong community that people can interact and say, oh, I don't like this your new product, guys, can we change it up? Or people coming up with challenges for your brand, and like there's this strong like quote like a very strong quote that people can stand for you because you have leveraged their own content, you pick up their own advices, you reposted, you shared your own idea with their own idea, and all of a sudden created a sense of collaboration and community. And that way you have built a very strong customer, an authentic customer base, and that will foster a lot of customer in the community. The one thing I will speak about lastly is trends. Right, using UGCs and also jumping on trends is not really safe. Jumping on trend is not as good as always using UGC, in the sense that what I'm trying to say, it's safe to just repost the content, but now just imagine a brand is jumping on all the trends. Just imagine using all the music, all the trending sounds. Just imagine how your brand will look like. It will be a mess. So you need to understand that it's not every trend that is for your brand, because all of a sudden you get to an end. Like every trend must end. That's the truth. Instead, use the UGCs you have or the community you have built. Create your own trend. Like create your own demand. Create your own challenges. Not just using trends that people with their own ideal ambition has built or created and published. Create your own trend, create your own demand as a brand, create your own challenge, and that way people would want to associate themselves with your brand, because now they know people love to follow. That's why on Instagram you're not leading people follow you and then you start leading them. There's no button for lead me, but people follow. They just want to follow you because they assume you're a leader, and that's why they follow. One of the main reasons why is the follow button, because they assume you're a leader. So people just want to follow people that are thinking, people who are creative, people who are creating challenge. And as a brand that has the funds, that has the money, that has the system, that has the agencies in stock, in place, create trends, maximize the act of these UGCs and your community, then create a very, very strong trend. Like you can come up with anything. Seriously, you can hire a music artist to create a trend, create a music, then people should use it as a trend to just keep that retention, create some amazing art, then tell people to recreate that art, give the winner a prize, and all of a sudden you see people associating, coming back, because it's not a buy and sell thing for them. It's now an experience, it's now a feeling, and they don't want to miss out on that feeling. So it's important you always stay in that space, right? It's important you stay in that space where you can create trend. So thank you all for listening. I just want to conclude with this. You can see how successful you can be from now by implementing all these things. These are actionable steps. Everything discussed on this episode are purely actionable. You can steal them, you can play this episode again, write down things, go back, implement them, and scale. This episode is for basically a business owner, entrepreneur, brand manager, marketer, and any, or like you are trying to scale your business. This episode is for you. Just steal it. Literally, just steal it. So thank you guys for listening. Apparently we're still gonna give you more an insightful episode, and I can't wait to share more insight on business strategy, business analysis, sales, and many more things that we are gonna discuss. For now, you can just hit the subscribe button and see you in the next episode. Bye for now.